Welcome once again on EThekwini Matters. I am Sawake Maisela, your host. Today we are talking specifically roads. I think many of you will recall that our city was hit by 2 consecutive floods that have resulted to our road infrastructure to be damaged. But it is amazing the speed with which our teams moved with to fix our road infrastructure. That's why today we've invited the acting head of our engineering unit to talk to us about these issues, but also the plans that they're having afoot to ensure that our road infrastructure fully recover. I am therefore honored to welcome Ubaba Thanda Zulu to our podcast. Welcome, Make.
Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting us.
How are you feeling today?
No, it's just that we are not used to this platform. But
you are at home.
We are fine. We are fine. Yeah,
No, thank you so much, man, for making some time to talk about these important issues. But also, I think it will be remiss of me not to thank you and the team, considering the speed that you moved with under very difficult conditions to fix our road infrastructure following the calamities that we have experienced. It was not easy.
Not at all. Not at all. I think the main challenge that we had was the access to the houses and all that. Even the access, you remember the access to Umlazi, the main access to Umlazi. There was nothing.
It was a mission.
Yeah. I think the fact that we are a department or we are a unit with capacity, with capacity in terms of personnel,
right.
in terms of the equipment that you need. So I think through our roads and stormwater branch, we were really able to utilize the internal resources. Because for what we did, we just used the internal resources. It shows that the city does have capacity. Especially in terms of engineers, in terms of the equipment that was required. And I remember at some stage even private sector came in to say, can we lend you some equipment and all that. So it was very collaborative with private sector as well, which we really appreciate.
But also, Make, the other important thing is that without roads, obviously, the economy collapsed. You remember what happened at the Bayhead when the freight trucks couldn't access that part of the port. It was scary. It was,
it came to a standstill. Really, if we didn't have the capacity that we had, we wouldn't have responded. Any other smaller municipality couldn't have responded to this the way we have. So I think thanks to the leadership of the city in terms of the training programs that the unit is running, because most of these engineers they went to school through the city. They were trained by the city through candidate program that we are running as the city mentorship program. That's why we have a number of them there with so much capacity. For me, really, I think we demonstrated to the whole of South Africa that
we've got a capacity.
That we've got capacity.
Make, considering that disaster, how far are we now? Would you say 100%, 90%, 98%?
No. I think we are still on 20%. If I can be honest with you. We after the floods, we submitted a business plan to National Disaster Management, NDMC. For work that is approximately about 2 billion worth of work. And how we did this after the floods, what we did, through this internal capacity that we've got, we sent out all the engineers to say, go and do assessments. That's what they did. There was no one in the office. Everyone went out to do these assessments, high-level assessments as they were. But I think we were then from there able to quantify some works, which we could, at a very short space of time, prepare necessary business plans through the Office of the Head Disaster Management. And I'm glad to announce to you that the city will be receiving this money. We had a meeting.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, we had a meeting with NDMC last week, Friday, where they confirmed that the city will be receiving about 1.5 billion. which about 300 million will be going to water and sanitation, and then about 1.2 billion will be coming to roads and stormwater repairs. So I think with that, and probably in addition to that, recall that last year, September, we received about 185 million from NDMC as well, where about 70 million was apportioned also to roads. So there's a number of projects that we are busy with even now on the ground. I think some of them, we are at about 78% now in terms of concluding them. Yeah, so the instruction is that by latest June this year, we must have completed those projects. And I think the way we are doing it, we will complete that. Umlazi, there is one project to the mega city. It's one of them that we have done. I think some other gravel roads maintenance in the rural areas of EThekwini. We have done a lot of work. Umdloti, I think Umdloti, we have seen about Umdloti where there was that big washaway there. We have done that. Also, it's almost completed. So there's a number of projects.
No, I remember very well because at some point in Umlazi, it was very difficult to get in there.
Yeah.
But we came up with some means within a short space of time.
Within a very short space of time. I remember I had to visit the site as well for several times. And we ensured that we recover as soon as possible. So, you know, with the 185 that we received last year, it was more of trying to say let's stabilize. Let's stabilize. And this one that is coming now is to say let's look at the long-term projects. So that is what we will be doing. And I think the unit is very ready in terms of that. In fact, we are out on procurement already in terms of the money that will be coming, because we're given an instruction that within 12 months, that 1.5 billion must have been completed or finished, which then is saying from now to April next year, we should have. But it's good for us because we had already done assessments. And right now, we are on procurement. We have already done the designs. Through also the internal capacity that we've got. In fact, when we got information that this man is coming, I said to the engineers, guys, let's start to prepare in terms of the designs, in terms of the procurement processes and all that. And we are almost there. Almost there. So I think we are ready.
So in other words, we are saying that our residents or all our stakeholders, they must be patient with regard to access roads that have not been attended. It's not correct that we've just neglected them. But now that we have got this money, so we'll be able to deal with all these that are
outstanding. In fact, we were waiting for the money because we did what we could do with the internal resources. But with the extent of the damages, extent of the floods, because this is 1 in 100-year flood. So it's something that happens once in 100 years. So you could then see the damage.
Nobody expected it.
Nobody expected it. And the question is, from now moving forward, what do we do to try and be ready for such kinds of things? Because this is
learning from this.
Learning from this. These are the impacts of climate change and all that. So I'm saying to the public, let them be patient. They will see, I think from now in April, we will be on site with some of the projects already because we're proactive in our planning process.
But one exciting thing is that I've seen some work on the Southern Freeway, that is the M4. I saw the contractor there. I think they're busy working.
They are busy.
Tell us briefly about that.
It's a 120 million project for the rehabilitation of that road, I think up to the access to Umlazi there.
Right.
Yes. Unfortunately, we are only dealing with the outbound for now. Very soon we will be dealing with the inbound. So it's a road rehabilitation where it's mill and replace. We are milling maybe 30 millimeters of asphalt there and replacing it with another 30 or 40 millimeters of asphalt. So we'll be doing that whole stretch, including the off-ramps and the on-ramps to that. And we have already applying for the funds already to do the inbound. Because we take those as strategic routes. In fact, we were supposed to do this together with the N3 that is coming in. But due to budget cuts and all that, we couldn't do that. But it's also in the pipeline. And also some of the roads within the city as part of the inner city regeneration, we are trying to get funds to do those things as well. So yeah, we are busy.
I know that one other thing which is a challenge to you is this issue of appeals to these procurement processes, which to a larger extent delay these projects. Tell us about that.
That's
how severe it is.
It is very severe. It's quite severe because even this one, the M4 that you're talking about, I think that project, I think it about 2 or 3 months where we had to deal with an appeal. So it's quite severe because some of these things you don't know whether it's really an appeal or someone would just want to frustrate the process
and sabotage
the city. I think at some stage, because some of them, once you go to the appeal spot usually stands with the city in terms of the decision. Then you could see that these are minor things which people are trying to use to frustrate the city and to ensure that we don't do service delivery. Look at the impact that the delays to that M4, the impact that has caused.
It took a bit long.
And people are complaining left, right and center.
Unfortunately, we need to comply with the law.
Unfortunately, that's the unfortunate part, that people have a right to appeal. We need to have tangible things on why someone could not be appointed, you see, especially if it's someone who was the cheapest. You know, it's very easy for those where the one that we are appointing is the cheapest, because we just say no, it's based on the. But there are other things in terms of your functionality criteria that you need to look at when you do these things.
But also there's good work that is currently underway. I think it's Pele Road. That is cutting across Inkosi Albert Luthuli. Good work that is currently underway there. How is it going to benefit us as motorists in the city? Because I know that that stretch is usually very congested. Because the road is a bit small. But now I see that we are going to have two
You know what we usually do? We observe the traffic flows. In fact, before we decide to enlarge those roads, we do what we call traffic impact studies, where it will be able to demonstrate to us, to say how many cars are passing this area within an hour, within whatever. And then that then helps us in decision making to determine whether you need to enlarge that road or what. And that's exactly what happened there. And you could see that road also is being used by trucks. So we had
there's so many warehouses there.
It's
off M7.
You see, so we had to do it. We had to do it.
So when are you anticipating to complete it?
I think it's before the end of the year.
It should be completed.
It should be completed.
But also there was a major outcry with regard to M7. You remember at some point, there were many complaints, but I see it looks like we have concluded that one.
No, we have.
Am I correct?
We have, especially just that M7, the portion that is ours. I know
the portion that is ours.
I know you will. Your next question will be to say, what about the Department of Transport Roads? So the portion that is ours, and is done. We are engaging with DOT to say they must take over the part that belongs to them and deal with it, because it doesn't really assist us to only concentrate on our part, and then the rest of the road is in shambles.
By the way, sorry to interrupt you, I think you're touching one most important thing. This thing of certain roads belonging to the province, others belonging to us, because the reality is that we are the one that are on the receiving end of complaints that are coming from the public. Just explain these roads that belongs to the province and the ones that belongs to the city. Which roads are those?
You know what happened? The local roads, the roads that does not. You see, if I can make an example with the M13.
M13, right.
M13 it's a road that runs through the city, but also joining us to the other neighboring towns or cities or what. Now, those are Department of Transport roads. And then those that join us with the other cities, like city of Pietermaritzburg, then that becomes a national road. But the local roads then those belongs to us. But I think your question is very valid to say the public doesn't understand. And they don't have to understand really. because the fact of the matter, we are one government. You know, the DDM process was trying to deal with those things, to say, plan together.
To deal with this challenge.
To deal with those challenges, so that I don't have to disown anything that is the responsibility of government. But I think, unfortunately, at this point in time, that's what is happening. And we have engaged, especially Department of Transport, in terms of the MOU. We said to them, no, we would want to work with you. And the DDM process is forcing us to work with you. Can we sign some memorandum of understanding between you and us, so that even if there are emergencies that needs to be attended to in a road, and Nina, you can't come at a very short space of time like ours, we are then empowered to go and do that road. You know, it's very painful to give you the answer.
But it's important that there is a conversation that is currently underway.
There is. In fact, we have intervened in some other roads.
Something applies when it comes to grass cutting.
Yes.
Those roads.
To those roads. There
are others that are not our responsibility, but we are the one that get complaints.
Exactly. And that then is forcing us to work together. Because the public will not really understand why we could not do certain things, because we are saying it's Department of Transport. But I think with this MOU, I think it's a start.
It's a start,
And what we have also arranged is that on a quarterly basis, we have quarterly engagements in a form of meetings. I think I'll invite you in some of these other meetings. I think we do have one now, sometime now in March. Where I think what we did, we just went to those roads where it's troublesome roads. We said to them, can you give us plans on when are you going to attend to those things? So we are expecting feedback on them in this next meeting. And also, if they can't, or if they don't have capacity, how do we as a city assist them in that? Because we are willing, we are saying as a city, we can assist, we are one government. But let's then have an agreement that is clear, even in terms of how do we deal with issues of funds and all that. So I think we almost there.
Potholes. Where are we? Are we faring well?
You know, I would want to go back a little bit, Mr. Maisela, and say to you, you know, it is important as the city to invest in there's something we call preventative maintenance work, roads rehabilitation work. Because, you know, I would want a situation where we are preventing a pothole before it occurs. Because once you see a pothole, it's a clear sign that that road is gone. A pothole is not supposed to be there. I always tell the departments there, roads and stormwater maintenance, who deals more with routine maintenance, and then we have roads provision, who deal with rehabilitation work. And I said to them, if we can invest more money on rehabilitation work, we will need more money for routine maintenance, because we will not be having potholes. We can't have a department that is sitting there just to deal with potholes, because potholes is a sign that the road is gone. So we don't have to reach that stage. So in terms of our budgeting process, if we invest more money on rehabilitation work, then it will be little money for routine maintenance. So I'm saying we have depots. We have about 26 depots in different regions of this area, which all have got potholes team to deal with the potholes. We also augmented that with the contracts, external contracts, where we got the contractors. Each region also we have contractors to deal with these potholes. But I'm saying that is not sufficient. We are also going out now to look for an alternative solution. I've seen with Department of Transport, there are some nice alternative pothole solution that I've seen out there, which also we would want to bring into the city to also assist in augmenting what we have. Because the more we have these rains, is the more also we'll have potholes. Because
we're a coastal city.
The water standing on the road, a road without a stormwater control or a stormwater accommodation, you will obviously have potholes there. So I'm saying, as we are saying, we are a coastal city, it's raining every day, we will get these potholes. But the question is, how do we respond? And then that is why we have then put all these mechanisms to respond to those potholes.
But also we are home to the biggest hub in sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to have a lot of freight
Those
trucks
heavy
all over
loads.
the city.
Yes.
And they're destroying our roads.
A lot. I even said at some stage we need to engage these people that are owning those, or even those where these trucks really are used for. Because if we can say we engage someone like Eskom, I'm making an example.
Yeah.
If Eskom has got some trucks that are running through the city, they need, at some point, they need to invest also in the protection of these roads, because it's their trucks that are running here. So, but I could see that at this point in time, I don't think we have gone far with that discussion. But
at some point,
we need that conversation, because otherwise, really, these trucks, some of these roads were not even designed for these big trucks.
True.
Now the city must come back and now try to design for these heavy loads and all that. Yeah.
Makeba, the other thing that is a tightening noose around our neck is the issue of our storm water drainage system. I think you've noticed when it's raining heavily, our roads get flooded.
Yeah.
But one challenge that we're having is that, our residents, some of our residents happen to dump stuff that does not supposed to be in our storm drainage system. What plans do you have afoot with regard to educational problems? That if you dispose of rubbish, at the end of the day, it will end up into the system. It will clog, and then obviously the road is going to be flooded. Do you have any educational programs in that regard, just to educate the public, because it's a serious problem?
No, we have. We have, through our coastal stormwater and catchment management, we do have programs like that. But there is a question whether they are sufficient enough. That's why I said let's see how do we get even the social facilitators who can assist us with these kinds of things. So we are working towards that. But at the moment we do have it. We might have to intensify it because our stormwater, especially with the floods that we are experiencing, I also said we might need to assess whether we still have sufficient capacity on those stormwater systems. With the urbanization, with the growth, because you see, some of these things were designed some time back. Yeah.
And the climate has changed.
The climate has changed. So we need to go with times as well. We need to now be able to say, let's relook at our whole stormwater systems. Of course, we can phase it in like that, but there is a need, even starting with the CBD here, to say, let's see our stormwater systems, whether they still have the necessary capacity to accommodate for the current rains that we are receiving. And over and above that, the issue that we have raised, that especially these homeless people, I don't know, for whatever reason, they use that to put their stuff inside there and all that. All of a sudden, the stormwater system, which was cleaned yesterday, today is also blocked. So I think that's where the issue of education comes in very handy.
Yeah, because I've seen quite a number of our teams, more especially when the rainy season is approaching. I've seen quite a number of our teams trying to clear but only to find that because of this behavior, we happen to go back to
I think the city will have to, and the city holistically, will have to see how do we deal with the issues of homelessness. They are creating a chaos in the city. So we've got we're such a big unit doing a lot of things. I usually hear about Betty, engineering, no architecture. No, it can't be engineering or architecture. It's engineering.
So
thank you very much. Thank you, man.
Lo-ke bekubaba uThanda Zulu osibhekele phakathi kokunye ke imigwaqo lebe sikhuluma ngayo namhlanje. Kodwa ke into ayigcizelelile kakhulu ukuthi sizakhamuzi kuumsebenzi wethu ukuthi senze isiqiniseko sokuthi uma ngabe inkontileka isebenza emphakathini yethu, sinomsebenzi wokuthi abasebenza lapho sizame ukuthi sibavikele. Ngoba uma ngabe singakwenzi lokho kuzokwenza ukuthi babe madolo nzima ukuthi basebenze emphakathini yethu, bese lokho kuphazamisa intuthuko. Sibonga kakhulu ukuthi nisibukele, and please remember to click the subscribe button so that you do not miss the next episode.